Hey everyone, welcome back to Call Me After Coffee. My name is Brienne, in case you're new here. I know there are a lot of you that are new here. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers, which is like mind-blowing. I'm going to try and keep this intro short, but I figure I owe you guys kind of a recap and like an update of what's been going on in my life because it has been a while since I posted my last video. The last video I posted was my July update, and then after that things took a turn for the great and a turn for the worse. Life's been kind of and unpredictable. I spent about 10 days at the cottage. We had really beautiful weather. We had a really lovely time. Like, it was just absolute perfect weather. The rain kept forecasting rain and it kept missing us. So we managed to enjoy our holidays to the fullest. And then unfortunately when we got home, my grandpa actually passed away 4 days or 5 days after we got home from the cottage. So that's been kind of, this past week has just been a jumble of emotions and sadness, and I just have not been feeling up to filming. Like, when we got home, he was already in hospital, and then he passed away like an hour, like I went to visit him for the last time, and he passed away about an hour or two after I left that night, which was really hard. So I've just been kind of sitting with my feelings the last few days. It's been 4 or 5 days since then, and the last couple days I've been meaning to make this video, which I will get to the point of it in a minute, but it was like I just wasn't ready, and I wanted to get ready, so I looked like camera ready, and you know what? The way my life is right now, you guys get this. I went swimming the other day, and I haven't washed my hair yet, and so we're up in a scrunchie, looking super like 90s, I guess, which is probably back in style. But I just wanted to kind of update also that I am going to be adding a new element to my channel. Fear not, I have full plans of getting back into the swing of things with planners. If not September, I'm thinking definitely October, so please stick around, don't leave. I don't plan on going anywhere. I just have not been, I've been like today I set up, today's the first day I've touched my planner in about 3 weeks, or my bullet journal. I haven't journaled, I haven't done anything, just at the cottage I was enjoying being in the moment, and I just never even opened my planner bag. And then when we got back, everything was kind of happening, and I just didn't feel in the mood for it. And so today I caught up on what I needed to catch up on, and I did like the bare minimum for planning for the rest of the month, because I just don't see myself sitting down to do weekly spreads right now. Once Rainer's back in school and I have more of a schedule again, I fully plan on getting back into my planner setups because I love filming them. I just need to be in the right mindset because I don't ever want anything to feel forced. But as far as the new element on my channel, I wanted to kind of join the booktube community. So I figured, I've been trying to think of something I could add to the channel, because I really only put out certain planner-esque videos. So today's video, now that I'm getting to it, I'm sorry for that long intro. I promise the next one will not be that long-winded, but I thought you guys would want an update. But as far as this video goes, it's going to be my July and August, what I've read, and then like a teeny tiny bit of a TBR at the end, because August is not done yet, and I am trying to get myself to read at least 3 books a month. And so my plan is, hopefully with starting booktube on this channel, is to kind of remind myself to read more often, because I actually love reading. I feel a lot better when I am reading. It's something that kind of stimulates the mind, and I just really enjoy it. So, getting into this, what I read for July, I started I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, and this was either the end of June or the early in July. I can't remember exactly when I started this. And this is terrible, like this is kind of stupid. I have about 20 pages left, and I feel bad saying this because everybody, well, maybe not everybody, I don't know. I feel like this book has had a lot of hype because it's a really sad story. There are very depressing elements, but for me, I really just didn't like the writing style. Like the way that it's written, I can't explain it. It's just, I couldn't get into it. It took me so long to read. Like, this book is only 245 pages, I think, and it took me so long to get through this book. It felt like it just dragged on forever for me. Like I just couldn't get into the writing style. I will finish it at some point because I hate DNFing books. I hate not finishing them. I hate it. I don't think I've ever not finished a book, but I will go back to this at some point, but not this one. Next, I read George R.R. Martin's A Dance with Dragons. Loved this book. I did find that this book was kind of dragged out a little bit compared to the other four. Like the first four I felt like were a lot more fast-paced. This one, I kind of felt like it dragged out the same way the season of the show kind of did. Like it was just a lot of waiting and waiting and waiting and Daenerys waiting. Like a lot of it was just waiting. But I don't mind the bookmark. I just stuck that on there. I did read it. But I do love the characters. I'm obviously super invested. I've read the last 4 books. I am waiting for someday for the next one to come. I'm excited. But I'm glad I finally finished this one. I love these books. I never thought I would be like a fantasy person. And I guess this isn't like hardcore fantasy, but I found that the characters are real life enough to feel like real life. But then the magical elements, they kind of are worked in such an elegant way that they don't seem out of place or like that it's not real or something. But because of this series, I am willing, I think, over time to start picking up more like kind of fantasy-esque books. And I will obviously keep you guys updated as I go along. But I do love this book. I should probably say this because everyone does. I think I gave this one 2 stars. Maybe 1. I can't actually remember what I rated it on Goodreads, but I know it was really low. This one I gave 5 stars like I gave all the other ones. I just love the characters, love the stories. I adore those books, and I'm so glad that, like, even seeing the show first and then reading the book, I still love the books, and I still find the books even more interesting, I think, than the show, but I am quite invested. So the next book that I read in July was Into the Water by Paula Hawkins, and this one I have strong feelings, bad strong feelings for. I think I heard of it first from Sarah Churchill here on YouTube. She has like a booktube channel as well, and I remember she was talking about it and she made it seem really interesting. Like even reading the back, it's essentially about a body of water. There's like a river, and there's an area of the river where women are either being murdered or committing suicide, and the story is kind of unfolding whether one is true or the other, which I thought was kind of a neat concept. It was like a little bit creepy sounding. I thought it was going to be a lot more like drawing to me, but the writing style was not there for me. It just seemed kind of juvenile, and I'm not actually sure if this is supposed to be geared more to young adults. The way it's written, I think it is, like kind of like a young adult thriller. That would be my guess. But for me, like they say, it's suspenseful, compelling, full of masterful twists and turns. Like the way that it reads on the back, I thought sounded way more interesting than it read to me in person. With this book, I found there were way too many points of view. Like I think there were 6 or 7 like main characters that all had the same amount of weight, and it was like the author was trying to balance most of the characters and give them like the same amount of screen time or book time. And then there was this weird kind of romance where like this 12-year-old was apparently infatuated with this like 15-year-old, and it was kind of weird. The lead character, or I call her the lead, Jules, I felt like her character, she was always just talking to her dead sister, like in her head, whereas everyone else's thoughts kind of were like just talking to themselves outwardly, but everything she was like referring to her sister. And then there's this like little old lady that I thought they kind of almost painted her like a shrew, like just like this creepy crazy lady who just hobbles around town looking crazy, like almost like in my head I almost picture like the witch or the evil stepmother witch lady in oh man, what is it, Snow White, like when she like makes the apple, like that's who I picture as the character, but it doesn't fit with the rest of the people. I felt like the twist was very easy to figure out. Like I think I was probably like halfway when I figured out in my head like what I thought was going to happen, and then they tried to throw you off, but this book was not for me. I did not enjoy the writing style. I didn't like the characters. I found it really hard to love them, because but yeah, that book, not for me. So getting into August's books, I started All the Light We Cannot See. I kind of had to take a break halfway through when my grandpa passed away, but the last couple days I've made a lot of progress on it. This book I adore. I predict that it's going to be a 5-star read. I don't know yet, but I think it will be. I am loving it. The writing style is so elegant and it's so beautiful, and he just articulates things in such a good way. It's like you can picture everything in your head. Certain little comparisons he makes to things are just, he just does it in such a beautiful way. I think that his writing is just beautiful, and I love this. I actually want to check out what other books he has, because I'm curious to see if they get the same kind of rave reviews as this one, and if they're a similar writing style, because I think I might actually really enjoy them. So this book follows the two people, essentially. Werner Pfennig, who is an orphan, who ends up being drafted into the German military, and then Mary Laure, who is a French girl who's also blind, and her dad works in a museum. So you kind of follow their stories as they go through, and so it's kind of an interesting way they've written it, because the chapters are very short and they just switch between viewpoints, and then there's like far past, and then there's like the present, and then leading up to the present and leading up to that. So it kind of bounces back and forth, but it's not confusing. It's very easy to follow, keeps it really interesting, and you learn more as you get closer and closer. And this last little portion is pretty much the last, I think, couple days of the book. Like, I'm in the home stretch where I get to find out what's going to happen and everything. And I'm very excited, but also very weary of how much I'm probably going to cry, because I'm assuming it's going to end badly for everyone. That's my prediction. But I absolutely love this book so far. I highly recommend it. I know I haven't finished it. If you follow me on Instagram, you will see that I've been reading this book and loving it. And if you have read it, let me know in the comments down below. And then as far as TBR, because I do want to try and read 2 more books this month, if I can, we shall see. Like I said, I think I'm going to finish All the Light We Cannot See tonight. That's my plan. I really do want to finish it, because I just want to know what happens. So as far as TBRs for this month, because I do want to try and read 2 more books, I did pick up The Home for Unwanted Girls. And essentially this is the story of a girl who got pregnant, and she had to give away her baby. Her parents made her give it up, and the baby ended up growing up in an orphanage, as far as I know. And then once the baby becomes an adult, she goes on a journey to reconnect with her birth mother. And I think the birth mother also goes looking for the child, so somehow they meet in the middle. But I'm looking forward to reading this. It seems right up my alley. I just feel like this is going to be a really good book, and I'm excited to read it. And then the last book that I have, I'm really excited. I picked this up on Abe Books for $5 or $6, and I left the cover on so that you had something interesting to look at. Now that you've seen it, I'm gonna rip this bad boy off, because I hate dust covers. Like this video, if you also hate dust covers, I never leave them on. I take them off, and I love to have them on the bookshelf. I think the bindings are absolutely gorgeous. But this is a used book. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's perfect condition. And I could not believe the deal that I got for it. I am a sucker for really inexpensive hardcover books. I love them, and if I can find them, I always buy the hardcover version, because I just think they're such beautiful covers and they just look so classy on a shelf. I haven't really read anything about this. I just know, I feel like there's a theme here of olden day books and war. I mean, the one story I don't think has to do with war, but clearly this one is during World War II. This one is also set during the end of World War II. So maybe that's just a theme this month. But I have heard really amazing things about this book. I am really excited to read it after watching a couple more recent reviews of people who are reading this book. I really, really want to read it. It's quite long, so I don't know if it will end up going into September or not, but we shall see. So that is it for the book portion. Okay, so that is the end of the what I read and the TBR part of this video. I just wanted to quickly touch base and kind of ask for some feedback. So whatever you guys think of this, comment down below and let me know what you'd be interested in, if you are in fact interested in the books portion of the channel, but I'm thinking of doing bi-monthly TBRs and then monthly catch-ups with you guys, just monthly what I read, maybe the odd vlog here and there, like a reading vlog or something. If I thought of that earlier, I would have done a reading vlog while I was reading this, just to kind of record my thoughts along the way, but I did make notes for my Goodreads review when I do it. But I am really excited on this, and I just wanted to kind of start a new adventure on this channel and just something that livens it up. So let me know what you think of bi-monthly TBRs and then monthly wrap-ups. That's what I'm trying to say, wrap-ups of what I've done, because I think that would be more than enough extra content. They probably won't always be out at the beginning and end of the months because of the planner videos as well, try and space them out a bit, but I think that that would be something fun and interesting, and I feel like it kind of goes with the planner community. I feel like a lot of people in the planner community also enjoy reading, so I just kind of thought that was something that would complement one another. Anyway, thumbs up if you like this video, and I will talk to you all soon. Thanks so much. Bye!